Oh, I'm angry. I have just been writing an email to the employer that supposedly promised me work 3 or 4 months ago now, then just went quiet. Okay, let's just pause here and fill you in on what happened. In case you're new here, my name's Isabella. On this channel, I'm doing a series about trying to improve my social habits, make more friends, push myself out of my comfort zone, and do things that help with character building and general confidence, happiness, and fulfillment, because I am a chronic lone wolf. So I am a YouTuber, but back in December, I decided I needed to get a part-time job, A, to get me out of the house, B, to help me meet new people, and C, to also earn a little bit of extra income. Back in December, I had a successful interview with an events company. I was going to be their social media manager and social media host. I'd be going around touring the UK with them, making videos for them, interviewing people. It sounded like an amazing learning opportunity, and it was really good pay. The only catch was I had to wait 2 months because they didn't start their events until March. So I had a follow-up interview. They sent me the whole schedule for the year. We talked about what I'd be doing for them, and he said he'd loop back closer to the date. So a month before I'm meant to start, he sends me the draft contract, lets me know that they have like another member of staff that's going to help me with filming. Great. I start buying equipment. I bought like camera accessories, put all of the dates in my calendar, started like scheduling off weekends, and then all of a sudden he goes quiet, stops responding to my emails. At first I gave him the benefit of the doubt. My start date came and went. I thought maybe they're pushing it back, maybe something's gone wrong. I continued to email him. Then I emailed the actual company, got through to like the receptionist, and they were like, he's really busy, but I've let him know and he's gonna try and contact you next week. So I'm like, okay. So I wait for the whole next week. Lo and behold, he doesn't contact. So I called him. I actually called the guy a couple days ago. He just sounded like he completely forgot. He was like, oh yeah, you were meant to be starting 2 weeks ago. I was like, mm-hmm. And he was like, oh yeah, sorry, I'm not in the office at the moment. I'll have to look into that for you. That was 2 days ago now. I've not had any contact. So they keep kind of saying, oh, we'll look into it for you. We'll get back to you. Do I get a response? No. I had kept like 2 or 3 weekends open at this point that came and went. I was trying to keep it sweet. Like I didn't want to get too arsey with them because I didn't want to burn my bridges. But I was starting to feel really disrespected of my time. I tried to call him probably about 4 or 5 times on different days, and then he just starts ignoring my calls. So by this point, I start to feel like I'm royally being mucked around. And that led me to deciding that I'm going to write them an email and tell them that I'm out. So I've written an email. Do you want to hear it? I'm going to have to bleep out the names. Okay. Dear Bleep and Bleep, any response from either of you or Bleep would be appreciated. Having waited 2 months in good faith to start work with you, then being strung along for another month, then ignored for another, it's quite evident that Bleep has wasted my time and lacks the basic professionalism and respect to communicate or even update. A kind reminder that I'm a human being. I am thoroughly disappointed with this entire experience and I will not be recommending Bleep in any capacity, especially not with my online audience. I'm quite nervous to send it because I am kind of burning bridges here, but I feel so messed about, and I do have a trial shift for another job now, and like I'm moving on. So I think this email is warranted. To like ignore me after telling me I had a job, like f them. So yeah, I'm just gonna send it. Feels good to finally give them a piece of my mind. I'm going to share what their response was at the end of the video. So I had been applying for jobs online. I had applied for probably about between 10 and 15 jobs. I heard back from one place and they offered me a trial shift at a restaurant, but I wasn't sure if it's the type of work that I wanted to do. I had a secret dream of being an estate agent and learning about the housing market. Call me crazy, maybe it wouldn't be for me, but I've always wanted to give it a go. So, good morning, it is a Thursday and today I am going to spend the entire day going around giving out my CV to every single estate agency in 15-mile radius. I tried to find the names of each manager for each place. I got like, I don't know, 4 names. But of course, I don't have a printer, so I have put everything on a Google Drive. I'm gonna go to the library, print everything off, and then literally go from there. This is my outfit for going and giving in my CV. I feel like I've worn these trousers in every recent vlog I've done, but they're just the perfect like springtime trousers. They're kind of work appropriate. I wanted to look smart, so I just wore black to look more mature and professional, and just simple jewelry. I'm not really gonna wear any rings. Very simple makeup. I'm just gonna wear flat shoes. I know these don't go, but they're the only ones I have. And then I've just got my black bag, which I'm gonna put all my CVs in here. Oh my god, that took so long just to print off my CVs because the file size was wrong. I had to recreate all of the cover letters basically. I was in there for nearly an hour. I printed off 10 CVs and 10 cover letters. Ugh, don't even get me started. It cost me about tenner as well. I'm willing to pay that if it means that I've got better chances of getting a job. So there I am. Okay, I'm now gonna have to just go through and organize these. The crap thing is I know that a lot of them aren't even going to accept my CV because a lot of places have these weird regulations where they can't have people's personal information in their offices. A lot of these will probably get rejected, but you know what? We're doing it. I've just handed out my first CV. It went well. He was really nice. I thought they were going to reject my CV, but he was really nice. The manager wasn't there, but he said he'd pass it on. And then one of them was closed. I'm going to drive 20-minute drive to the next town and give out 6 more CVs. I've given my CV to a few places now and I'm so nervous when I go in that I feel like my nervous energy kind of comes out a bit, but nowhere is hiring. But I just gotta try. I have given out 7. Some of them was so embarrassing. I was like fumbling on my words, saying all the wrong things, forgetting to introduce myself. One of them I literally went in and rather than introducing myself, I said, "Hi, are you the name of the manager?" And I was like, "I've come because I'm going to ask for a job," because I completely blanked. Then he was like, "All right, have you got any experience?" And I was like, "No." And then I just rambled along and I didn't know what I was talking about. But some of them went quite well. Some of them were really nice. Some of them I had a nice little chat with, and some of them even recommended other places to go that were a bit further afield. So I kind of wished that I took enough money with me to the library to print off more CVs because it was quicker than I thought. I could have gone to another town and done another one today, but I didn't bring enough money to the library to print enough CVs. Anyway, off I go. She's just gone, but she's coming back. Might potentially have a different job for me. We'll see. Debrief. Oh my god, that went so unexpectedly. I'm gonna tell you what happened. So the last place I went to, I wasn't even sure if I would go to it because it was like kind of out of the way of on the way home. Anyway, I decided to go. I got there and it took me down this little lane and I was like, this doesn't seem like the right way. Like, what is this? I kept driving down this lane in all these fields. I'm like, this is not where an estate agent's would be. And then it took me to a house. Okay, this is obviously not the place. So just out of curiosity, I kept on driving. And then I came to a farm that had the name of the estate agents on it, but it had like pictures of farm animals. And I was like, have I been really stupid and thought this was an estate agent's and it's actually a farm? I pull in anyway because it says something about properties on it. So I pull in and it's chaos. People and lambs and truck. I'm struggling to find a parking place. This old man kind of directs me where to go. So I park and he's like, "Oh, are you looking for..." I was like, "Yes, I am." He was like, "Oh, the offices are in there." So there turns out there's an estate agency office within a farm. Meanwhile, there's like baby lambs and stuff and people hugging lambs. And so I went in, I gave my CV. Apparently the manager wasn't there. They were really nice. They were like, "Oh, we'll give your CV to her." So I got back in the car and was just setting up my sat nav, and then a lady started walking towards the car. Turns out it was the manager, and she was like, "Oh, I just got given your CV, la la la." She was like, "We're kind of at full capacity at the estate agents, but my dad, who runs the farm, needs like a personal assistant and he needs help around the farm." And she was like, "Oh, we also need help viewings on Saturdays for properties." And so she was like, stay there, stay there. She went off, got her dad, who was the man that showed me to the parking space. And then we ended up sitting down and having a full-on interview, completely impromptu. It was chaos, like they were trying to deal with customers at the same time. So yeah, we ended up sitting down having an interview, and they were like, oh yeah, we really need someone to do, like, help us with the social media for the farm and stuff, and just promoting it, and like admin and just organization. And he was like, we don't have a lot of money, we can't pay much, let us know your hours and stuff, we'll talk about it. So I basically turned up and ended up with an interview for a personal assistant at a farm. I don't know, that was crazy to me. But the girl who was his daughter seemed really keen. The guy was a little bit more apprehensive, but you know, they took my CV. I'm gonna email them later on. They're so random, so random. I'm just gonna make some cheese on toast because I am starving, and I've got really bad period cramps that started like on the way back from the first town I went to. I managed to give in all of my CVs. Nobody rejected my CV, which I was surprised at, because when I've applied for places in the past, I've applied for like H&M and things like that, and they don't accept CVs. So absolutely everywhere accepted my CV. So I was actually pleasantly surprised. I gave in 9 CVs. Do you know, actually the weirdest thing, and I think this is really good advice for anyone who's like looking for a job or anything like that, is the places that I didn't think that I would really like that much, didn't really look that impressive, or I just kind of wasn't really sure, ended up being the friendliest and like the most open to talk to me. And the places that I thought looked like kind of the best place to work were a little bit more of a cold interaction. From that experience, I've kind of learned that definitely don't write off certain places just because of, I don't know, the way that they, maybe the first impression that they give online. I also wish that I had enough CVs to go to the next town on and apply there as well, because they had 5 or 6 agencies there as well. I could go tomorrow, I suppose, but I've got to say though, I'm not feeling very hopeful. Every single place that I went into, they weren't hiring, apart from the last place, but they were hiring like a different role. A lot of the time they were looking for people with more experience. The guy that I went in and I had basically just went in and asked for a job straight away without even introducing myself, which was so dumb. He kind of was looking over my CV and you could tell, you know, and you can just tell that someone's like, no, not impressed. He was like, yeah, we usually need someone with more experience. And I'm like, okay, well, do one. I'm gonna make cheese on toast now and enjoy my tea and try and relax for the rest of the day. Oh! So I'm actually going to email straight away because I am kind of running out of time. I have a trial shift in a couple of days, and if I get that job, I'm going to be in a bit of a difficult position. Oh wait, is this the right card? I've got 2 business cards. I also randomly signed up to the library. Where's the card she gave me? Bollocks. Oh, here it is. So I'm going to email straight away because they didn't know like what sort of pay I was after, because obviously it was a very impromptu job opportunity. It wasn't quite an offer, but I'm going to email and just list out a few things that I can help them with, list out like what days I can do and what sort of hours, just so they have it, so then they can decide if would be right for the job, because that would be really good work experience for me. I've done everything I can today to get a job. Percy, he's leaving. Update. So unfortunately I didn't hear back from the farm, but I did hear back from one of the estate agents. We had a phone call, like very brief interview, but he really wanted to employ someone who wanted to be in it full time. I just couldn't offer that. So I had to turn that one down, but I did have my trial shift for the restaurant. I just got back from doing my trial shift. It's basically a very fancy restaurant. The trial shift was 11 till 2, so I only did 3 hours, and it was actually really good. Everyone was so friendly and it was a beautiful environment to work in as well. It was so nice. So afterwards I got offered the job, so I took it because I need a job, and I know I haven't heard back from the other places that I've applied to yet, but I really liked it. I just quite enjoyed myself. Everyone was so friendly. One of the people there that I was like got on really well with is from my town. I can even get to know more people through this job, so that's good. So just like that, I've got a job. Okay, I am on my way to my workplace where I got a job there yesterday. Hooray! And today they're giving me a tour around the whole grounds, and I also get free wine tasting because I need to learn about the wines. So off I go! I've got my notebook as well to take notes so that I will know what to tell customers when I start working there. Okay, back to the email I sent to the events company and what they responded with. So after being ignored for all that time and sending that email, giving them a little piece of my mind in the most professional way that I could manage, this is what they responded with. This was the receptionist, by the way, not the guy. He went MIA. She said, "I hope you're well. Please accept our sincere apologies for not getting back to you sooner. Unfortunately, both of our operations managers left during our first week, which caused some unexpected disruption on our side. At this moment, we've decided not to pursue this opportunity further. However, it's something we may revisit in the future. We truly appreciate your understanding, and we're very sorry for any inconvenience caused. Thank you again and all the best." Fair play to her, the receptionist. That was a very nice email, but also I'm still kind of off because of course you responded to this email. I responded saying thank you for your response. I would have been happy to revisit had there have been honesty and communication. All the best. That was literally it. So there you go. I never heard back from the guy who I was corresponding with, who was gonna be my manager. But like, there you go. Communication and honesty is so important because it makes people feel disrespected when you ignore things. It's all a learning experience. I also do believe in fate, and I feel like it probably just wasn't meant to be. I wish them all the best. So that brings us to today. I have been working at this new job for about 2.5 weeks now. If you want to know how it's going, watch my next vlog because I vlogged the whole first week of starting my job, trying to juggle a part-time job and YouTube, and also trying to juggle like creating a social life for myself and documenting that on this channel as well. It's proving to be quite challenging. However, this is kind of what this series is about, to kind of show the process of how I'm pushing myself to do things out of my comfort zone, how I'm navigating this weird transition period of my life. I feel this huge calling that I need to connect with people. Like, it's time. It's time to change the way I connect with people. It's gonna be a slow process, but I'm documenting it all here. So my first week at work, that vlog is gonna be up next week. Until then, if you have not yet seen my Project Rewire series, you can watch that right here. And if you've already seen all my videos and you just wanting more, don't forget to check out my main channel, also my Instagram, and you can also join my newsletter below where I send out a monthly little update of things upcoming, things that I've learned throughout the month that I might not share on YouTube. Anyway, I will see you in the next video. Bye. Mwah.